What up, my friends? What up? Hold on. We're going into it. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? I'm gonna keep the music off. Okay, we're good. Welcome on in, guys. So we're starting up the stream. We're starting up the day. Well, the night. It's the night. It's December 11th. This is another Bladecast. We're getting ourselves ready. The guest we have on tonight is Didslive. Didslive is a awesome guy that I found through Instagram, who is a Twitch streamer, a photographer, a content creator, most definitely a very motivated and interesting person. I wanted to kind of pick his brain about the business side of Twitch and everything that has to do with Twitch itself. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get on the call with him in a minute, and we'll be chatting about everything that has to do with Twitch, like I said, and it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Hope you guys enjoy. And we'll try to throw as many questions as we can out towards Dids and see where we can take us. So without further ado, I'm gonna pop over to the BRB screen and call him up, and we'll get it moving. All right, guys. All right.
How is it going, dude?
Good. How you doing?
Doing well. Let me stop your stream so I don't, or at least mute it so I don't get that echo going on.
Hey.
Also, I think I need to change my video settings real quick.
No problem.
I have it set to FaceTime HD camera, but that doesn't seem to want to work.
Yeah, usually
for whatever reason.
Anytime I start a stream up, usually it ends up being a someone, either my side or the other person's side, end up having at least one issue. Last time it was audio. We were doing. He had to listen to the stream to hear what I was saying for at least the first 30 minutes.
Oh no!
Yeah, so it was.
Hold on, I should have a webcam in here somewhere.
It's all good. So. Once Dids gets himself all squared away, we'll be starting up. But basically, what we're going to do today is I tried to throw some questions up on Instagram to see if people would give me some things to talk about. I have some ideas on what I want to talk about, business-wise and just Twitch in general.
All right, let's see if this works.
All good.
Or if Discord just isn't going to notice anything being plugged in.
That's usually how it works out.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Hey.
Hey, buddy.
Rock solid.
Awesome.
Cool.
So, for the people at home and the people out there in the podcast world, introduce yourself so they can kind of get a sense of who you are.
Yeah, without doubt. So I am Eric Didier. I go by Didslive to the internet. I am the Chief Creative Officer of Urban Misfit Ventures, a media influencer / events company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But a lot of you guys probably know me from the gaming side of what I do have done. I'm huge into just bringing out the best of people in any way possible, in any way that I can help doing so, whether that's through just hosting a Twitch stream and having people come on if they're having a rough day and they just need somewhere to go, or just, being just an open kind of source for people that have questions as to how they can propel the stream.
I like it. So, on the first note, I do want to ask you, so what made you think about putting your full name into something? Because for me in general, I'm a huge person on privacy. was that something that was hard for you to kind of swallow, that your full name would be out there, or did it not bother you?
So at first I had my name was my handle, and like that was kind of a scary place to be for a while, because I think it opened the door to a lot of like negativity.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, it was kind of what I made of it. So like I did have people like find my address and start posting my address in my stream, before, but like,
yeah,
really it's just a matter of nipping in the bud and just saying your standards really early on. I think I didn't have necessarily a voice, and I wasn't stern with what I wanted to do and what kind of a streamer I wanted to be.
Absolutely.
So that didn't, that was kind of my first step of just, having a conversation with those people that were doing that, and just saying, look, man, like this isn't okay, and it's fine. Like I get it, you're doing whatever it is that you're hoping to accomplish. I don't know exactly what that is, but like you're this is not happening anymore, and, and I was able to alleviate a lot of that. Now, obviously, like in today's age, it's out there and you're connected to your brand 24/7. So for me, especially now starting a business, it's my actual name is on all the legal papers, all that nonsense. So really at this point, again, I have my personal brand and people know me as Dids anyway. Even in the office, they call me Dids. So like, I'm not, to an extent is what it is. And there's really only so much that you can do about it, but that's kind of where I'll leave that.
Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. Originally, when I first started doing Twitch and doing a lot of different things, I almost didn't care what people, like who people knew, or what people knew about me. The only thing I didn't ask is people knew like my last name. I never put my last name out there, just because family and all that. Any personal people that I'm personally connected with and stuff. I don't want my personal bubble to get popped. My stream bubble is different. Like I'm a different person on stream than I am in person. And anyone that knows me knows that. But like I have my personal life and then I have my stream life, and I always try to keep those two kind of separate, because it's kind of, I don't know how to, like the whole thing with you saying people could find your address. That I had a point in my streaming career where we spent 30 minutes having my mods try to find where I lived on stream.
Oh, wow.
That was literally, that was something I did for 30 minutes. And now 2 years later, I realize how stupid that was, and like I'm kind of glad that those videos and those VODs are now completely gone. But yeah, that was a bad time in my streaming career where I was just like, you know what, I don't care what people think. Let's see how fast my mods can figure out where I'm at. And it was just it was a mess. It was a mess. But I want to ask the next question in my because you had brought up your business. Can you explain a little bit about your business and what you guys are hoping to accomplish with it?
Yeah, so we handle a lot of media influencing, whether that's through video. We do a lot of storytelling. So we like to bring out stories of people, of companies, of brands, of businesses, and just propel them to the audience that they really want to be reached out to. So a lot of times it is finding people that are struggling to reach our age demographic most specifically, but also at the same time, a lot of it is just making sure that we can take a client and take whatever it is that their story is and be able to share that with their audience, even if it's an audience that they already have. And hosting events is something that, like, Milwaukee is a small city, a small big city, I should rephrase, but we want to, like, we see so much opportunity within the city and within the world around us, and we just want to make sure that no matter what we do, we're also keeping everybody else in mind, and we're able to then really bring what everybody else does forward, so that just there's no animosity at the end of the day. It's just, you're here, we're all here together. Let's just work together and just make life great.
I like that. Yeah, I like the sense of trying to bring a company, or bring not only a company but like their viewer base together. Oh jeez, hold on 1 second, boss. I think I just broke Discord. Technical difficulties. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. I don't know what just happened. Pretty sure Discord wanted to take a dump on me for a second.
Seems like it.
Yes, always the case. All right. So the whole thing is, I like seeing companies, even big, small companies, trying to really connect with brands, other brands, and their customers in general. Watching people on Twitter, like companies like DiGiorno's Pizza, and I'm trying to think of like Wendy's, through their
Food Pie,
yeah,
I think is another one.
Yep, and through their Twitter and their Twitch, they try to reach out and reach a different level of availability. You can tweet at some of these companies at 2 a.m. your time, and they'll have someone that'll respond, even if it's the stupidest tweet you could ever tweet. Like, hey, I really want a piece of pizza at DiGiorno's Pizza. They'll be like, oh yeah, do you really want pizza? And then they'll just send you pizza gifts for like 3 hours. I've had the conversation with them. It's just, it's just that simple, and it's very good to see. It's surprising to see these companies take on that social media marketing to that degree, and they have to have almost people like you that kind of understand the demographic that they're jumping into, because it's a hard demographic to hit,
Yeah, big time.
So with the growth of the company and whatnot, what are you hoping to do in the next year with it?
So we're kind of at the point now where we're bringing on employees. So I'm actually a boss for the first time, which is a crazy, crazy notion. Super, super cool.
Yeah.
But we now have a lot more to care about than just ourselves. So a lot of it is just making sure that who we bring on brings on the right culture.
Mm-hmm.
The clients that we bring on brings on work that not only is the right work, but it's work that we actually want to do. We're able now to be a little bit more selective instead of just taking everything because, hey, we need to pay ourselves as well. It's a lot less of that and a lot more of, being selective with what we want to do. But moving forward, a year from now, we have a lot of plans to just kind of expand and see where the business takes us a little bit, which we have definitely a lot of plans, but at the same time, we've been open, and I think we're going to remain open as to like what really fits us. And as we grow, we've pivoted so much already from what we initially had planned the business to be, not at all in a bad way, but
yeah,
it's just, as we pivot, what fits us now. Okay, so this is kind of where we've seen success. This is where we've seen struggle. Where can we fit those two in together and make sure that we're constantly growing? We're constantly bringing the right people on, that there's always interest, because we have clients and we have work to do, but at the same time, we also have us, and we propel, we very much are a we plus I business where we just ourselves, yes, but we also have the business. So, our social media accounts, we want to feel like a person. We want to feel like it's a person that you're interacting with, the person that you're seeing all this content from. And within that, we have our client work, but we also have our internal content as well. We want to tell stories. We want to tell our stories. We want to tell the stories of the cities, the stories of the world. And it's just kind of cool to be able to have a little bit of both.
Absolutely. So are you guys taking on different creators and whatnot, and different people from that share your belief that aren't actually a part of the company? Are you guys kind of just trying to hire as many people as you can at this point?
So we brought on. We're always looking.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the beautiful thing, is we're always looking, but we're never seeking. I guess maybe those aren't the right two words, but like we're always hearing what's out there, but we're waiting for the right fit. Because we don't want to bring people on, especially in our company's infancy, that aren't the right fit. And then it's a culture clash. And then it's just, we set ourselves back and shoot ourselves in the foot more than we actually propel the business. So with everybody that we bring on, we want to be very careful that they match our energy and that they're willing to grow with us, because at the same time, we are bosses, but we also want to make sure that whoever we bring on can find success within whatever it is that they do, not only with us, but away from us, whether it's they stay with us and they have their own personal hobbies that they succeed in, or 6 months from now, they're like, hey, I learned a lot here, but I think I'm ready to take this into my own direction. Whatever that case is for everybody, we just want to be able to bring people on that are the right fit, the right culture, and that we can always consistently grow with us as well.
Absolutely, I like that. So switching gears a little bit. You were talking about in your podcast that you're starting up. Not only you're starting up a gaming podcast, but you're also starting up Twitch streaming again after how long? Being going off the scene. What are some things that you've noticed that has brought Twitch to where it's at right now? What are some things that you like, and what are some things you dislike?
There's a lot that I like. I think Twitch has kind of leveled itself out a little bit. I think a lot of like the random nonsense that comes up every few months is kind of dissipating. I think really like if you're gonna the intent of a lot of streamers I think is a lot more pure. Yeah. But I think that people are coming in and trying different things. IRL was the new hit thing, and people were scratching their ankles and putting that on IRL, but now it's actual content. And I think that we're starting to find more and more of this community aspect of everybody's kind of understanding a little bit more that like, hey, we can really make something of this. And now obviously there's going to be successes and failures within everybody's stream, but people are more in tune with the fact of fail forward first and fail cheap. So stream, learn these things now at a younger age for most people. And when your only expense is a computer that you're already using, and maybe you buy a $80 webcam just to boost your game up or something like that. Yeah. But your failure is a lot cheaper on something like this, and you can take those lessons all throughout the rest of your life.
Absolutely. And that's something that's to be said. People come into the streaming, and there's nowadays, it's a different story than it was about 3 or 4 years ago when I started off, where it was, I started off with a computer that I bought from Newegg, and a crappy microphone that cost me about $8 on Amazon, and a camera that honestly looked like I was filming through a potato. And I got to the point where I was just like, I didn't care what I did. I played Rocket League, and I threw content up on Twitch, and I could play to an empty room, and it honestly felt like I was playing to 1 million people. And that was just the coolest thing ever. And that was the reason why I enjoyed it so much. But now, if you don't have the coolest gear and the fastest computer and all, people get bored with it. But, I think that people lose the sense of, just play video games to play video games. It's not, you can have the coolest content by just playing the games and having a good personality. You don't have to have 1 million viewers to enjoy playing the games. That's what I feel, at least. When you started off, did you start with a pretty nice computer, or what did you start off with?
I mean, I think I did a lot of research on building computers, and my processor was an AMD 6300 FX, probably like a Radeon 9570 or something along those lines at the time. I mean, I Googled, hey, what's cheap and what can stream on Twitch? And I think AMD was kind of the buy at the time. Now, obviously, I've built these two computers behind me now. I just got done building this Hackintosh, but I started super small. I mean, my first microphone was I went to Walmart, bought like an $11. It literally was like a little plastic thing that had just the microphone coming out. And like, I remember using that. And even then I was like, this is terrible. And that was like 2010 maybe. And like, it was just like 144p, like, that weird muffling that you get like when it's a bad quality playback. And I'm like, this is just, I knew it was bad, but I'm like, I expected, I didn't know anything at the time. So I was just like, microphone, different than just onboard, should be better, right? Yeah. No.
Yeah. Oh no, I got to the point where I was playing video games, and people came in, they're like, your camera's horrible. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Thank you. I'm waiting to buy a new one because I'm broke at this point. Like I had gotten a bonus from work, and it was just enough money to basically cover the shipping and the cost of the computer. And it was like, I don't know, it was like a $600 computer. It was nothing to write home about, but it was my computer. It was something I bought. I spent my money on it because I had the the amount of money I needed. I took an old TV, plugged it into the back of the old TV, and that was how I played all my games. And my brother bought me, I think, the first 2 games that I had on Steam, and that was it. And I was like, the rest is history. I took one break that was like a significant long break because I kind of burned myself out. But other than that, I've enjoyed every single minute of doing this, no matter how many people I've entertained. It's just enjoyable. It's like it's like one of those things. I think that people kind of lose the their luster for it because they see an empty room and they play to an empty room. But I think sometimes that's when your best moments happen. I've had probably my best stream moments, my funniest and most ridiculous clips to an empty room, and I'm fine with it. It's made me laugh, and I still watch the old videos and I still laugh to them because it's just that they're that ridiculous.
Right.
So when it comes to streaming, do you think that it's about the content or the quality?
I think it's about the content, and I firmly have always believed that in everything that I've done and everything that I've told people, because you can go out and spend thousands of dollars on the right camera equipment, but if you still hit live and you still have crickets going on behind you, that's the same effect as if those crickets are playing through a $100 Logitech webcam that does just as fine for what you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
So I've always, even now with the hit of LinkedIn video, people are like, I don't have a camera, and I'm like, you have one of these. Yep. This cell phone is your camera. Yeah. It is beautiful. It's 4K. It's more than you will ever need. Seriously. Yep. So I always think that content comes over quality, because if you don't have the right content when you have bad quality, you're not going to have the right content when you have good quality. And quality isn't going to fix content, but content can always fix quality. Yeah, content is the key. You can have fun and do your thing, I think, and that's what brings people. I think that's what keeps people along too. I think that if you can play to an empty room and make yourself laugh, then eventually you'll have people laughing with you or laughing at you, and that's fine too. I think there's things I want to try that I haven't, like the IRL stuff, like cooking streams. I just have to have the space for it. I don't have the space for it to do the cooking streams, to do the IRL streams that I want to do, because once I commandeer either an apartment or a entire basement, which I'm hopefully going to do soon, then at that point that'll become my studio, and at that point the sky's the limit. Is there any content creators on Twitch or through YouTube that you started to look at when you first started off doing any content creation? Yeah, so the first people that I looked up to were C-Nanner, Stark, and Hutch on Machinima, way back in the day. But just seeing what they did on a daily basis and being like, seriously, come on, anybody can do that. And then trying it and realizing, no, not anybody can do it. Nope. It takes the right skill set to do what they do. But initially, that was my huge inspiration, and always I will take that with me, because just they were. What always stuck out to me was they were themselves more so than anything, and they were producing the content, and they worked for Machinima and partnered, and however you want to look at that, but they are the same people today. Yeah, absolutely. For the most part, obviously. I mean, times change, but they are. None of their content was because Machinima said, "Hey, make this." Yeah. All of it was because, "Hey, I'm going to make this video. It's about Call of Duty," and so it was super inspirational. They were going out and having fun as friends too. And I was like, man, that's gotta be sweet. Yeah. I want to do that. I like it. But that was really what propelled me initially. I like it. Yeah. It's funny. My brother and I were talking about just exactly that, C-Nanners and,
machinima in general, like the beginning of machinima, and we looked up APL Fisher. APL Fisher still streams on Twitch daily, and he's got a good following. People still follow him and still ask him if he's ever going to do mail time again, stuff like that, and they just bring back old memories for him. And he's just like, yeah, I enjoy doing this. Like people that were on YouTube back when I was 15 and 16 years old. I'm 27 now, 11 years ago. Those people are now have moved from YouTube to Twitch, and they are full-blown Twitch streamers with a huge with the same following they had when they were on YouTube, and they just migrated over. Is there, when you were starting off, who did you start off on, YouTube or Instagram?
So I started off on YouTube way back. I mean, probably a year after I started watching Machinima Heavy, I was trying to make the same thing on YouTube.
Gotcha.
Then I kind of transitioned into Twitch initially and was like, yeah, this is fun. This is weird. I'm totally shy on camera, but hey, let's throw myself out into a pit of fire and see what comes out of it.
Yeah.
And I think I used that platform, and I learned very quickly that I wasn't good at video games, and that like I was like, everybody that I play like in person that is like, a casual video gamer, like I'll typically beat. So I like, they're like, oh, you're good, and I'm like, no, like really, I'm like maybe just mediocrely above average,
Yeah.
So I learned very quickly that like I can't rank in World of Warcraft arenas, or I think I was maybe top 100 Black Ops 1 capture the flag team, but like that was really before game battles and MLG was kind of a hit thing, so that's, who knows if that was actually an accurate metric. But so I did that for a while, and then kind of switched between YouTube Twitch, got heavy into Twitch after a little while. And then now it's just doing whatever I can to become a content machine.
Yeah.
Because I think whatever it is that you do, the most success is found in just being present, for our business. We have to just show up. Any networking event, anything that comes in, hey, you should be here. All right. Hey, this is going on. See you there. You just have to apply that same mindset to social media.
Absolutely.
Tweet a few times a day, engage with your audience, reply to everything, answer your chats, answer your comment section, post on Instagram. Be like, I talked earlier about like making our business a person. You have to also make like your Instagram a person. Like you are a person, but you're still the brand as well, and that has to be personable. You have to post a story that says ask me anything, and you have to be able to have people want to ask you something because you have put yourself there for them already. And that could just be constantly liking their content, because once they see your name, just these, oh yeah, I've seen that name before. Why? Okay, they've liked my photos, they've watched my stream, whatever the case is.
Yeah, you're
always there. So then it's just super easy to just bring that community into you, and then you just use whatever abilities you have to just make that a very symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, I like that. It's funny. I started, I started my Instagram. I originally had a personal Instagram, and I dumped that because it was a bunch of junk, and I got rid of it completely, junked it out, and I started an Instagram for just for streaming, just as a way to post that, hey, I'm going live, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
And over like probably the last 6 months, I'd say 6 months, I have been doing a lot of photography. So I decided recently meaning like yesterday, to start a photography Instagram, just a separate one, so I could weed out my photography and my gaming into two different avenues. And I'll tell you right now, starting from zero again, I'm just like, this is so much work. But now I know so many things that I didn't know when I started my like business Instagram. And now I'm like, oh, this is easy. Like this, put the post up, make sure I have the right amount of tags, make sure I'm tagging the right thing, like tag specific accounts. And I was like, boom, boom, boom. And now I'm starting to like racking up likes and what's it called, and follows like just like clockwork now. And it's like, all right, well, this is easy. This is much easier than it was to rack up, gaming stuff. I think what it is for at least what I've noticed, and that is my own personal account. More people will like photography stuff over gaming stuff, and it's just this is what I noticed, because people want to look at pretty pictures. People don't want to look at I got this sweet kill in Call of Duty. Like there's a finite amount of people that like that stuff, but there's a much bigger group of people that are like, I really like pictures of nature. Oh, this person has pictures of nature. Oh, and then they just blow up. It's that easy. When you started on Instagram, what were some things that you noticed right off the bat?
I noticed how hard it was just to because people starting out on really any social media platform, they're like, okay, I'm gonna put this picture up and it's just gonna get a boatload of likes, and that's just not at all what happens. No. And very quickly you learn like the ebbs and flows of your relationship to that specific social media and how that relationship returns itself. So every so often I'm like, wow, like my Twitter is just off the rails today. My Instagram just my photo just got 800 likes. Like, why? That's totally abnormal. But then you look deeper into it and you're like, okay, I've been replying to these people's comments. I've been more active on my stories. I've been focusing more attention onto making sure that I get back to all the messages, replying to all of the comments. And then you get busy for a week. You just kind of don't necessarily follow through with that for a little bit. And then you're like, man, where did everybody go? And there's nothing that we can do to fix the algorithm. So I don't even concern myself with that, because if I'm posting the right content, people will come find me anyway. So
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous that people just coddle the excuse of, oh, the algorithm's messing me up today. No, people that engage with your content are engaging with your content for a reason. You have to find that reason, nourish that reason, and branch out because of that reason. Yeah,
I noticed I follow people like Gary Vee and people like that who are big in the social media world as business people, and photographers in general, like Peter McKinnon. There's a ton of different photographers I follow, and I noticed they don't have an algorithm. They have their own algorithm. Basically, their own algorithm is like, all right, I'm going to post 3 pictures a day. Those 3 pictures are going to be in morning, noon, and night. Morning, noon, and night. And they just keep doing morning, noon, and night. So then I started doing the same thing. Morning, noon, and night, I'd post something. And it didn't matter what it was. It was just content. I was continually feeding the beast of the content and putting more content. Well, eventually that started feeding into the follows, the likes, I was getting, instead of 10 likes, I was getting 40 likes. And I was like, oh, this is how you do it. Okay. And then I started reading the algorithms. That stuff, the actual, the data, that shit is important. People don't pay attention to that. That's it's like adding milk before you add the cereal. You have to do it the right way,
Yeah.
And for anyone that puts milk before the cereal, I dislike you already.
You're wrong. You're just wrong.
Yeah, you need to stop your ways, or we're gonna have to meet you in a dark alley or something. I'm sorry. Anyways, back to what we were talking. Anyways, but no, I really do feel like people want the immediate release of I want to get that 1 million subscribers. I want to get that 1 million views. I want to get that whatever, but they aren't willing to work for it. And it's sad. It's sad to see people just oh, no, I don't want to work for this. Why not? Well, because it's hard. Well, no shit.
And Instagram has the best analytics system of any social media platform. It is grossly insane how much information they give you, and they lay it out so perfectly for you. Every day of the week, what's your best time? Every day of the week, who comes to your account when, how, what volume, what have you posted over the last month? How many views has it gotten? How many insights has it saved it? How many people have sent it to somebody else in direct messages? There are so many metrics that Instagram gives you. It's if you can't figure something out there, then you're just not paying attention.
Yeah, you're what age, what state they're coming from, what other people do they like, what kind of stuff are they liking. It's that simple. I noticed, like I said, I noticed my photography was getting 40 to 50 likes over my gaming content that was getting 20 to 30 likes. It's just that simple. And then that's when I started to realize it. And I asked my community, I said, would this be a smart idea? What do you guys think? Like, do you think I should just migrate my photography over to one other page? And most of my people were like, yeah, just do it. Like, why not? You know? And they said it's smart because now you're discerning, hey, this is my photography. This is my gaming. You want to check out my gaming? Here's all my gaming. You want to check out my photography? Here's just purely photography that you can look and be like, oh, that's a pretty picture. Oh, that's a pretty picture. You know, I think that what ends up happening is people like, I think that's what my internal brain yesterday was like the same thing. I said, oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass again. This is going to be such a pain in the ass. Like and then I was like, you know what? Whatever. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. And then it was just like, you know, I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad. This is not as bad as it was. I don't know. So here's another question I'll throw at you. On all the social media or all the platforms that you've put your content on, which one has been the hardest for you to grow through?
That's a good question. I think probably I would have to say YouTube.
Okay.
And I say that because like YouTube is very much like, again, like YouTube out of any platform, I found myself just like throwing something up, putting what I think is flashy tags and flashy title, and then just like waiting and putting the real-time analytics on and just like staring at it for like an hour and like nothing changes. And I'm like, okay, what? Why?
Right.
But again, you know, you have comments, you have people to reply to. I mean, from now, like YouTube Stories is coming out, I think to like 10,000 or 100,000 or more, or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I just like last month noticed that YouTube app has like an actual feed. Like, when did that happen all of a sudden? And, you know, like, I think YouTube has been that platform where I think, like, for example, I put no effort into a Premiere tutorial. I forget exactly what it was. And it was just like, hey, I need a video. Let's just throw something together. And I uploaded it.
Yeah.
And it just exploded. Like 10,000 views in like a week, just crushed it. Took that thought, cool. Didn't try.
Yeah.
Great. What happens when I do try? Produced a video, Adobe Audition, how to extend the length of your song so that you can have an infinitely looping song. Because sometimes you make a video and it's just a little bit too long. So you just need a little bit of extra music and you don't want to have to drag underneath and try and sync it up and match it and all that jazz. Totally thought like, yeah, great idea. Put time and effort into it, edited it, produced it like full bore, and hashtagged it, researched like audition hashtags, audition titles, like what's effective, what's not. Spent just hours upon hours on producing it. Still to this day sits at 22 views. And like, I'm just dumbfounded.
I'm pretty
because it's like it's so hard to know. And I think that's what's difficult. It's like, again, like you can do so much community outreach, but luck does, as much as I hate saying it, play in that platform.
Yep. I agree with you on that. I'm probably one of those 22 views, by the way, because remix is literally I took that actual like the whole explanation of how remix works. By the way, for anyone that doesn't know, this is like Premiere talk. This is Premiere and an Audition talk. If you take one clip and you just hit remix, you could literally extend it infinitely. It doesn't matter how long. Yeah. And I took that content and I put it on my Instagram as a what do they call it, a story or whatever, one of those like where it permanently stays on your screen. And I'll tell you right
highlight,
now,
I think they call it.
Yeah, highlight. And I promise you right now, that is probably one of the number one reasons why people find me, because I hashtagged the shit out of it, and then people found it and they're like, oh, and then they found me. And it's interesting because that little snippet of like quick Adobe like, you know, tips and stuff is such a simple way for people to find you. And it's just, it could be a 5-minute video and it could get 1 million views. And if it gets 1 million views, guess what? You get that revenue. Just that simple, you know? But yeah, it's YouTube. I tell you right now, it's funny to me because I had a YouTube channel when I was in college, and my YouTube channel was, It was reaction videos to like cringy videos. It was like, you know, me sitting with my friends and we're just like talking and shooting the shit. And and those videos would get like 1,000 views. But back in the day, YouTube was nothing. There was no one on YouTube. I was feeding it to people on social media platforms such as Daily Booth, where you would like post a picture and you would post like a link to something and people would just click on the link and check it out. And I would get views and views and views. I post a video, just like you said, I post a video reviewing different products now on my current YouTube channel, and I get like 100 views, and I'm like, all right, well, that's not bad. I'm okay with that. And then, but the problem is then I'm just like, I just want to make one video where I do something from my old times, like basically redo that video, and I promise you, it's gonna hit like 1,000 views, and I'm just gonna be like, I quit. I don't know what I don't know what's going on right now. But YouTube has been. I tried the YouTube. I tried to ride the YouTube wave for like 3 or 4 months of me just like creating content, and it was such a pain in the butt because I didn't know what to do. I was like shooting in the dark with a pellet gun trying to hit a monster. Like I couldn't take it down. Like it wasn't happening. Twitch is different. Twitch is such a different beast to deal with because it's always changing. Like YouTube kind of has its ebbs and flows, but Twitch, like one day Fortnite could be really cool, and then the next day World of Warcraft is really sweet, and then you know, a new game just came out, so that game is going to be the cool new game for 2 weeks. But then you buy that game for $60, don't beat it within the 2 weeks, and then now you're like the only one on that directory. Like, you know, it's just that it's that kind of thing. You have to figure out their algorithm, and there's really no algorithm for Twitch.
It's the game within the game.
Yeah, it's such a You know, you could have one clip that goes viral, and that one clip going viral could boost you to, you know, from having 5 viewers to having, you know, 1,500 viewers just overnight. You know, it's just that simple. What are some things that you want to try on Twitch as you're coming back in?
Consistency.
Okay. All right.
I was able to, I think in my heyday, that sounds weird to say, but like I would pull like 100 people playing chess, and like that's totally like, why? Like that just doesn't make sense. Like you know, City Skylines, I could pull 80 to 140 people, and you know, I think I test a lot of that too. I told people Saturday night 7 p.m., Sunday nights, or Friday, Saturday 7 p.m., Sunday 7 a.m. And people knew that. And no matter what I did, no matter what I streamed, people knew at those times I would be there. Yep. And when I wasn't there, they flew elsewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was when affiliate was just getting underway, and I was able to get affiliate right away. But by that time, I wasn't consistent enough, and everybody had flown elsewhere. So, you know, it's like, you know, I'm sitting here like I burn myself out. So like, it's not at all like my numbers are down, I'm bored sort of thing. It's wow, I cannot do 3 nights a week anymore. Like this is just, my life is changing. My family dynamic is, you know, changing, and just, I can't, like, there's just no way around it. And being able to not be there when I say I am is hurting me more than it's benefiting me. Because then I'm trying to make it up on a Wednesday afternoon when I'm not into it anyway. And then I'm not on top of my game and being as fun and energetic as I like to be. And then the people that do show up are like, yeah, he's lost his spunk. And then they go elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree. And people can tell, even if you're trying to be like this, I'm lively, I'm fun. Like people can tell, it just happens. I did a stint in the first year. So I started in 2015 on Twitch. And when I started off, I did every other day. So I did Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I would do Saturdays and Sundays, just depending on like my week. And then I went, after the first month of me doing that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this like basically full time. So I was doing 7 days a week from on Monday through Friday. It was like 7 p.m. to like 1 a.m. And then I would do Saturdays and Sundays. I would stream basically all day, both days. So I was like really diving into it. I was like, I'm just gonna go full bore. Like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it as deep as possible so that I can like just bury myself in this. I lost friends, I lost family members, I lost friendships, I lost relationships, I lost just relationships in general, just like friends, like people just like, not only were my stream people wanting to like strangle me because like my stream team that I was on, they would be like, yeah, you're going to stream this time on our channel. And I'm like, I don't have time to stream on your channel. I have time to stream on my channel because I'm busy trying to build my own stuff. And I would ignore my stream team. It became a mess. And then after about a year of me doing that 7 days a week with like very little breaks, I burned out, and I burned out hard. 6 months of just basically radio silence. Where affiliate came out and I was like, yeah, this is sweet. And then I didn't get it right away. And I was really upset about that. And then I just kind of was like, F it, I'm out. And I dipped.
Yeah.
And for 6 months, I kind of just went to work, came home, watched movies and chilled and did nothing. And it was interesting because when I came back to Twitch, I'm like, this is going to be hard, but you know what though? Whatever. Like, let's do it. I did it to myself. I want to do this now. And I found a different avenue of doing things. Like now I've started this podcast. When in its infancy, when I first messaged you, probably about a year ago, talking about the podcast, it was still a brainchild. There was nothing to it. It was just me being like, yeah, this would be kind of cool. Like, I'm going to get some content created together and I'm going to like try to figure this out. Now it's like, I have a full blown plan on how I want to do this. I want to, my podcast is basically talking to content creators, not only about their content, but also about their, the way of life that they've basically, started for themselves. It's a different ballgame when you are a Twitch streamer or a photographer or a YouTuber or just a content creator in general, when you have to rely on other people to provide you the likes, the follows, the whatever, so that brands will talk to you and say, oh, we'll work with you. It's hard. It's a different ballgame, And it's a scary ballgame. I think talking to people that have been in the game for a long time, that kind of have fallen over a couple of tree branches and jumped through a couple hoops, it's been eye-opening, and it's definitely given me more insight on how to become a better streamer and a better content creator. And I think that's the biggest and the best thing, I think. So when it comes to streaming, is there any games that you don't want to play, that you're like, just, I can't do this, it's not going to happen?
AAA titles.
Really?
Won't do it.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not like, I've been playing a little bit more CSGO. Initially I was very much like I stuck at Call of Duty and I don't know, I just didn't find it fun.
Yeah.
But now I'm taking more of an approach of, I need to just be knowledgeable about gaming as a whole. So I'll play CSGO, I'll play Fortnite here and there. I'm not good at it, but I'll play it. I want to at least be knowledgeable. I want to be able to, if somebody's like, yeah, League of Legends, I like playing this here, I want to at least know what that means.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been getting into more diverse of a games library so that I can apply to any audience, and I can, as the business grows, as my personal channel grows, I can be able to touch every market and say, okay, yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Yeah, let's do this. I can, as we especially grow the business, or my personal side, is if a client comes to me or us and is like, yeah, what do you think about, COD World Champs? Like, oh yeah, I want to at least know who won it. Yeah. And I want to know the members of the team, and I want to be able to have that information and that knowledge base. So I used to not touch a lot of things. I actually played the game of the whole game within a game that I kind of teased earlier about Twitch of if I can pull on average 10 viewers, what's a game that I feel like playing that I could put myself in the top 5?
Yeah.
Because then if the first person has 2,000, 60% of those people, once that streamer's done, might trickle down because they're more interested in the game than the person. So then of that 60%, you spread that degrading number down across the next 4 or 5 people. Yeah. If I'm City Skylines and I'm the first English stream, that's not the main person streaming that is also English, leapfrog effect. So there's definitely a lot of that, Roller Coaster Tycoon. But at the same time, I also want to play the games that my audience can involve themselves in.
Yeah.
To me, I didn't get value in bringing people onto my Call of Duty team.
Absolutely.
To me, I brought value from, all right, that guest in Roller Coaster Tycoon has your name on it. That's what I got value in. This district in City Skylines is now your district. If you follow my channel, if you take your time out of your day, I can make your day a little bit better too.
I like that. Yeah, I'm when I first started off, it was like I said, Rocket League and whatnot. I took the approach of like Fortnite. Fortnite was interesting because that was a lot of having community members play with me. But they would play with me in the sense that they would carry the game because I sucked at Fortnite. I was basically the shooting. People would shoot at me as everyone else was winning. I was just like, yeah, shoot at me. I'm gonna put a shield up and hopefully my teammate's gonna come around back and kill you. And like that was the game. Yeah. That was how we did it. That's how I spent most of my Fortnite career, which is like the last 4 months that I played Fortnite was just that. It was just every day me screwing around with my friends, and it was enjoyable. A lot of clip-worthy stuff. That's the best. I think that was my biggest thing, was that I clipped like every single death, every single kill that I got, every single kill that my teammates got, and I made sure that like in my opener, I have almost all of those clips are all Fortnite clips, but they're all clips with people that I played with that are from the community. And that's something that people can say. Like when I put that montage together and I put it up the first time, there was at least 2 people that were in the clips that were in stream at the time. They're like, "Holy shit, you use that clip?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's you in my montage. That in the beginning of the stream, you're going to be seen every time I go through this montage." And they're like, "Oh, that's awesome." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, right?" Yeah. You know, and you know, in 2019, I'm going to take it and I'm going to change the clips around, and I'm going to change it a little bit. You know, I'm going to make it, 2019's version, and it'll be a little bit different. But it evolves. It evolves with me. The next one, the next game that I'm going to be doing a lot of is Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers was a game that I played when I was like. I've played literally every single Super Smash Brothers since the beginning. And when this one was announced, I was like, well, Nintendo's about to get all of my money, so it's cool. It's whatever. It's not a big deal. Yeah. They have Pokemon. They have Super Smash. They have Mario Party. They have all these games that I'm like, cool. So do you guys just want like my right arm or my left arm? Which one do you guys want? Because you're just gonna cut it off at the shoulder. Because you're going to take it. I'm not going to be able to afford all the games you're throwing at me right now.
Which hand uses the most controls? Let me have that one, please.
Yeah. What was it? Animal Crossing 2. Animal Crossing 2019.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to be inundated with Nintendo games for the next probably 7 months, which is fine because it's good content and it's good as long as Nintendo doesn't try to block you. You're good,
Right.
But I think that's the biggest thing is the games that they're creating right now, Nintendo's creating, is good content creation games, and it's good games that communities can play together. That's going to be a great thing for us, as streamers and content creators alike. It's just going to be. I think 2019 is going to be a good year for content creation in general. People are starting to understand what Twitch is, and that's something I never thought was going to happen.
True.
YouTube had that heyday or that day where it was, what's YouTube? And up until probably about a year and a half ago, it was, what's Twitch? What's that? You play video games for money? Like, no, it's, I play video games so people watch video games. Yeah, that's what people do. It's hard to explain, but now people get it. I had to explain to my grandmother what Twitch was. That was awesome. Now she watches my Twitch streams. It's just, it works. What are some things that you would like to see on the platform?
Ooh, that's a good one. I want to see something. I always preface, like, I always am like, something needs to happen, and I don't always have like the answers to what, but like, like I mentioned really early on here, like I think a lot of Twitch is starting to level out, but like I think at the same time those things need to happen.
Yeah.
Like those really, really, really big names need to be checked.
Yeah.
And not at all in a bad egotistical way, but like I think a lot of times the people that are near the top are pushing to just push the envelope, and a lot of the times the envelope gets a little bit too big and a little bit too let's just check what's going on, who's really being affected here, because like a lot of times I think they're so focused on their careers, their sponsors, their whatever, that they're not really focusing on the thousands of people that are swarming their chat and how they're being influenced by the streamer.
Absolutely.
Every streamer has a different passion. Every streamer has a different vibe. Like that's totally cool. I love that. But I think at the end of the day, it's what are we trying to push? Because like a lot of what I think isn't noticed enough about Twitch is like you hear on the local news all the time. What are our kids doing after 3:00?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why can't they come watch Twitch?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with video games? This is a positive thing for most of these kids.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. There's a couple of streamers that I can tell you right now that are looking out for the future of Twitch. Like there's a streamer by the name of Bonsai Baby, who is I got the pleasure to know because of a contest that another streamer that I know was in, and she was a part of the same contest. And her entire stream is like a kids TV show. She teaches, sharing, and she teaches, caring about others, and she teaches all of these things. She teaches how to do woodworking. She plays video games.
Yes.
She's her entire house is a stream. Like it's a stream set. She can go room to room and literally click a button and it'll go to the next room. Click a button and go to the next room. Her entire workshop. She's a woodworker. Her entire workshop is controlled by Amazon Alexa buttons, so her stream can actually turn on and off things in the entire shop. It's stuff like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, she's very like she sat down and really thought about all of this. I highly recommend watching her. She's one of those streamers that you could sit down and watch for 3 hours and forget that you're watching a Twitch stream.
Yeah,
it's that kind of content. I love seeing people that do music streams and food streams and stuff that's not just video games. I love video games, don't get me wrong, but I love watching people who play music because I suck at music. Personally, I'm horrible at playing music. Now, I did music production when I was in college for theater, but it was mixing music. It wasn't creating music. So seeing people that can actually play guitar, play a piano, it's so impressive. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that variety on stream. Like you were saying before, the IRL stuff, watching people do skydiving and be able to stream it, watching people hiking in the woods and be able to stream it. That's some content that I will never hike the Appalachian Mountains, but there's people that have streamed hiking the Appalachian Mountains. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like that's nuts. I just love it. I love the variety, and I'm glad that Twitch is somewhere where it's almost lawless, but it's got a couple rules.
Yeah.
It's just they have their set little like, hey, don't do this, but the sky's the limit. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can have a streamer like Dr. Disrespect who is a character in himself, and it's just his thing, to having a kid who's 15 years old who's able to do triple headshots on Fortnite and build a wall faster than any big name streamer out there, and you just don't know about it yet. It's impressive. I think Twitch is going to be that. It's gonna bury YouTube a little bit in the coming years, and I'd like to quote that because I think it's going to happen. It'll surpass YouTube for a while, and I think they're going to fight it out. But I think Twitch is going to win just because of the live feature.
Yeah.
Now with content creation in general, what has been some of the motivating things that you've been like that have motivated you and driven you through the process?
So one story that I always love to tell is there was an instance I was streaming on Twitch where I got a message from somebody who I had seen for a lot during my early infancy of streaming. And I got a message like, sorry, I haven't been on your stream lately. And I'm like, oh, yeah. No. He goes, like, yeah, I was diagnosed with leukemia. I'm like, whoa. Like, instantly, all right, you and I.
Sorry, guys. I don't know why Discord is taking a dump again. Give it a second. We'll bring Dids back in. I apologize for this. We'll have to figure this out. Hey.
All right, let's see.
Should
be good.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's see.
All right. Yeah, so he I was like immediately like, yo, find a charity, like we'll do a stream for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it was like the next weekend. Like, it was really quick turnaround time. We had found, and it turned out that St. Jude donated to the hospital that he was actually at.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yes, please, this is awesome. So we just 12-hour stream. I'm like, sure, let's see what happens. I had never done anything to that capacity before. I'm like, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
In that 12 hours with no, like with all that I've learned since that day, how much more effort I would have put into promoting it, how much more I would have had like pre-commitments on things.
Absolutely.
And whatever that case would have been. And like, we raised $1,800, and the guy that made Five Nights at Freddy's came and donated $1,000, and just the outreach that alone gave was like, at that moment, I knew that I had the ability to influence and the ability to take a bad situation for somebody and make it into a positive situation. And every day since then, to this day, my stream, my content, my social media is not at all about me. It's about like showing the progress that a human can take. And okay, here's where you could be now. Well, look, I was there too. Like, I'm nobody different than you. Like, just get out there, man. Like, whatever it is, if you've got a struggle and you can't do something, like, we'll get a community together and we'll go fix that for you. Like, he's doing well today. I actually just saw him in my stream over this past weekend. I was so happy to see him.
That's awesome.
Again, he's doing really well. He's just finishing up his chemo treatments, I think, now. And I mean, poor kid's been going through it for years now. Yeah. And that was 2015, 2016 that happened. So like I can't imagine. But like, now that my dad went through cancer and went through the whole chemo process, I'm like, now I feel it even more. And I'm like, literally it made, because like, you think about that, and like three years ago, somebody just out of the blue, like, hey man, I haven't been in your stream, I've had cancer. You know, a lot of people can stop at, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. But the fact that we were able to do that, and he actually did confirm that the money got to the hospital from St. Jude, didn't go specifically to him and his treatment, but that money raised was used for general practitioner utensils and tools and things like that. So awesome. No issue whatsoever there.
Right.
But you know, it's 3 years later and I've been off of Twitch for 1.5 years, and out of the blue, he just shows up and I'm like, dude, like, you're going to make me cry just for showing up. Like the impact of like, this guy remembers that. Yeah. Through the rest of his life will remember this. Yeah. And like, nothing will ever top that to me. Yeah.
No, I love that. I'd say the one thing that I like about the live content creation, and just is the interaction and the amount of caring that goes into it. Because I say this a lot, and I've said this to thousands of my people that come through. Just anyone that comes through, you're not a viewer. You're a family member. You're a family member. You come into my stream, you're now family. You join the Blade Guild, you're now family. It's just that simple. And I take personal, belief that if you can impact someone, even slightly, make them smile once, make them laugh about something, enjoy their time, and engage with them just on a personal level. Hey, how's your day going? How's your life? How's your kids? How's your wife? How's your dog? Whatever. And you remember that, even if it's 3 months ago. I had a kid come through, and he was just like, "Hey man, do you remember me?" And it was like probably 2 years since I had seen him. I was like, "Oh yeah, hey man, what's been going on? How's your dog? How's your?" And he's like, "How did you remember that?" I'm like, "Because I remember stuff. I might not remember everything in my life, but I'll tell you right now, my community, I remember a lot about them because they're special. They're people that didn't have to come by, didn't have to engage with the community, but they did, and that's special to me, and that's something that not everyone can say. You know, I can't say, you know, that I know them personally on a personal level, but I'll tell you right now, I know enough about them to basically be one of their friends, and I love it. I love that type of interaction. You know, YouTube is cool where you can talk to the camera and they can comment back. But, you know, you might not see that comment for a day and a half. But when it's live and you screw up on a video game and they're like, haha, F's in the chats, and like, yep, I suck. I know. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I love you too. Like, yeah, it's just that simple. And it's just, it makes my day. There's some days where I've had a real trash day. And I come down the stream and, you know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes into me streaming, people are coming in and I'm like, man, I haven't seen you in like a week. And I'm like, how you been? Talk back and forth. And then, you know, an hour later, I'm like, damn, I'm so glad I got on stream today, you know? It's just, you know, it's humbling, I guess, seeing people and having them remember you and you remember them, and being able to still like be friends with them. You know, it's lovely. The next thing I want to ask real quick is on a business front. What are some things like do's and don'ts for content creators that you see coming through, like new content creators? What are some do's and don'ts that you would throw at some people?
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of do's. I think doing is something I would say to do. Yeah. I think so often we're like, one thing, okay, I did my job, but that's not at all. You've only barely just begun. I think a lot of people try to go out and get sponsorships, get big companies behind them without providing something to that company. Right. I think a lot of times it's you get so many people that just are like, yeah, I want to have this. You've got X company. I want that company too. I'm going to spam this company. And then 2 days later, they haven't gotten back to them. Okay, that company didn't get back to me. I'm going to follow another company in this industry and spam them with tweets, and they hadn't get, you know, like, yeah. I mentioned in my stream podcast the other day, like, you know, people go tweet at Logitech with a picture of a Logitech keyboard, then go buy a Corsair because now, then they go to Razer, and it's like, you think any one of those companies are going to come to you and think that you have any credibility? Like, you have to, you know, your community is key, number one. Right. So build a community. Don't use those numbers against them. Don't use your viewers as numbers. Always be there. Whether or not you realize it, you're arguably more on. You need to be more on when you're offline than you're offline. When you're online. Gosh dang words. Like you seriously, if you hit that like button once, you immediately become a 24/7 brand. You have to represent that everywhere you go, on every social media platform. So if you come to your stream, I'm a family-friendly stream, I don't swear, I don't do this. Then if I go to your Twitter and I see nothing but cussing, no. Yeah. You have to like be professional. Because if like I only have like 1,300 YouTube subscribers, but I'm affiliated with Logitech, and Logitech will send me stuff. And I will make a YouTube video promoting the release of like a keyboard or whatever. And I all the time will get comments like, dude, you've only got like 1,300 subscribers. How do you get that sponsorship? And it's like, look at my track record. Look at what I've done. None of my sponsors are products that I weren't already using before I had gotten them. Yeah. Like I was already using Logitech keyboards, speakers, webcams, like everything. I was already drinking G Fuel. I was already doing all of these things before I had even made those relationships. Right. Another if you want to go into the business side, go on LinkedIn, go on Twitter, I suggest LinkedIn specifically, but
right.
build relationships within those companies before you go and try to approach them on Twitter. Because if I randomly tweet an example, an employee of ours that we just hired had seen this cool like USB typewriter, like old school replica typewriter.
Right.
And he's like, I want to, like, they're giving them away. There's like giveaways open and I want to like get one and help this company out. And I'm like, cool, find whoever it is that affiliates themselves with that company on LinkedIn and connect with them. Send them a message. So we did that. There was like a creative product designer and then the co-founder. I'm like, you connect with both of those people and send them a message. So he did. The co-founder accepted the connection request. Didn't see his message yet. Totally get it. Right. Co-founder of a company, probably not going to check your messages every day.
Right.
But I told him, I said, 3 months from now, you follow up with that guy. Because in those 3 months, you show the consistency of your work. You show the quality of your work.
Yep.
The improvement of your work. You send him another message. He sees, maybe I should check it out. And then wow, look at where he was when he messaged me first. Look where he is today. Like, dang, that's huge. Like, yeah, let's put something together for you. Like, let's work together. Yeah. Like, it's huge. You just have to know that you're always in the watch. Right.
And it's been shown through like, you know, athletes and whatnot, you know, athletes from like right now, 2018 going into 2019, getting scrutinized for tweets that they sent out in 2007.
That bothers the crap out of me, man.
It makes me so irritated because it's just something that, yes, they should be sorry or whatever and apologize. But like for real though, does it really matter that much? Are they that person right now? No. Okay, then move on.
They're legit sending these athletes to behavioral therapy for that.
Yeah, I just don't
understand.
There's
a pitcher on the Milwaukee Brewers that had a tweet from, again, like 2011, 2007, way back when. They sent him to behavioral therapy.
That's crazy.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, it's things that I don't understand. Like when I was in college, I was a different person. When I first started college in 2009, I was a different person. I tweeted really, really horrible crap, and it's not horrible crap in like, you know, nothing like racy or anything like that, but stuff where I'm like, I probably shouldn't have tweeted that, and I probably shouldn't have tagged that person in this tweet and whatever.
Yeah.
Now, 4 years from now, if I hit some sort of big, you know, whatever in the content creation community, I don't want to be judged on my tweets from 2009. That's just ridiculous. It doesn't make sense to me. It makes me feel like people are only looking at the past, not looking at the present. You could be a person that makes, you know, let's say a huge impact in either gaming or whatnot. I'm going to use Ninja as an example. Ninja is a huge content creator on Twitch, huge content creator on YouTube, a massive entity on both platforms, and a huge entity in the in real life and on the internet. Tweets, texts, messages that he sent back in the day, and or messages he sends or says, anything he says now is under scrutiny, no matter what it is. No matter if he doesn't dot his I's and cross his T's and check every single word, syllable, sentence, everything, he's gonna get scrutinized for it. It doesn't matter what it is. He can say, you know what, I really don't like Logitech. Let me use an example. Say I don't really like this Logitech headset. It makes my head itch. Whatever. It's something stupid. A one-off tweet that he never will think about. He's not going to think twice about in that day. In a month, if Logitech wants to send him something, they're going to look at that tweet and go, nah, we're not going to send him something. Why? Because he said that the headset made his head itch. It doesn't really matter. Is that going to really be that big of an affection to your brand? No. It's a one-off tweet. It's a one-off thing that people they're gonna scratch their heads at and ask why did he send that? What does it matter? He's a person that, you know, has thoughts just like everyone else. It bothers me. Watching people apologize for tweets from 5 years ago makes me so mad.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I don't know. I think in this day and age where you can just kind of search whatever, it's a dangerous world, definitely, especially for like anyone that's in trying to become big, you know.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, I think that content creation is a double-edged sword. You want to be the best content creator out there, but you have to really watch your brand from day one, and it could be anything could ruin it, I think. So the whole content creation monster as a whole, is there some things that you would think to tell people as they come into the world of social media, things that they would need to look out for as a whole, like things that you wish you would have known when you were first starting out?
I think a lot of it's just like people are going to talk a lot of smack.
Yeah.
People are going to talk a lot of smack, but you just have to learn how to block it out. And like, that takes time. Yeah. You're not going to be perfect at it right away. And like, I would have somebody on my Instagram who for like 3 months, just every post, you are ugly, I hate you, just whatever the case is. And like, man, like, yeah, I know who I am.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the most attractive being out there. Like, yeah, okay. I know this. This is not news to me. This is not, you can say whatever you want about me because like, if there's something that I'm doing wrong characteristically, like I'm open to like, if I'm abrasive when I shouldn't be, or, now being a boss, like if I approach an employee the wrong way or approach an intern the wrong way, like, please, like, let me know.
Right.
But I mean, obviously that doesn't come up like on Twitch space and whatnot,
no.
Just generally speaking, like, I would love to know that, but coming to my stream and saying that I'm ugly, like that does nothing for anybody. And like, people are so quick to like, oh my gosh, I was insulted, I must revolt, and oh my gosh, I must bash this guy and blow him up on social media because he was mean to me. Like, man, just really, is it the end of the world? No. If you got to come out and you got to use my stream to get out some steam, as long as it's not like offending anybody or affecting anybody or hurting anybody, like whatever, man. If you want to call me ugly, you call me ugly. Right. Man, I do not care. And like, there was one time specifically where he came on and I was like, I saw it and I was like just busy, but I just caught in the glance. And I knew that I would like address it when I was done with like whatever I was focusing on. Yeah. And when I got back, my chat was like, yo, Diz, you gonna take this? And I'm like, yeah, come on, you guys. Like, seriously, this guy comes in all the time and tries to make fun of me or call me names. It's like, if he needs to let that out and he feels better when he goes to bed, man, like, it ain't hurting anybody, man. Yeah, absolutely. Do what you gotta do. Absolutely. My whole thing is, as long as they are not attacking the rest of the community, I don't give a crap. You can make me insult me, that's fine. Insult my beard. Yeah. Insult the fact that I look like, a one-off shoot of Tim the Tatman. I don't give a crap. I've been called Tim the Tatman at least 20 times. I had posted on Instagram a video, and it was literally the second comment down was, we don't need another Tim the Tatman. And I commented back and I said, I'm his evil twin. And I'm like, don't mess with me. I'm telling you right now, I got clapbacks for days. Don't start stuff. Cause I enjoy, I will never make it, an issue or like some, I'm not going to ever blow it out of proportion, but I'll play with you. You comment at me, I will comment back at you, and I will never be a mean person. I'll just comment back cause it's fun. I have, the you're ugly. I don't care. Whatever. I know I am. That's fine. I hit every branch down on the ugly tree. It's not, it's not any news to me. Like I just don't care. Like I think that the best thing is it becomes part of the content. You can call me ugly. You can call me a weird person. You can call me a fatty. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. Cause to me, it's funny. There's no comment that I didn't get in high school that I get now that bothers me. It doesn't. Yeah. It used to, when I was in high school, believe me, the insults I let them hit me and I absorbed them, and guess what? I still
like let them affect me. Now I'm 27 years old. If you call me chunky or fat, guess what? I don't care because it's funny to me. Because I'm like, are we back in high school now? Are we?
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were back in. Oh, okay. Hold on. I got one for you guys. All right, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't care. Leave me alone. Yeah. Like it just doesn't. It's not gonna bother me. And no matter how many times you tell me. I'll tell you right now, my hairline is receding slowly, but guess what? It's still receding, and I don't care.
Yeah, already a businessman, I'm losing all kinds of hair up top, man. Like, good God.
Yeah. My head is so big that I'm surprised SteelSeries headsets still fit me. Like, I'm not kidding. When I bought this headset, I was like, oh, please let it fit me. Please, for the love of all this goodness world, let this thing fit me. And I put it on, I'm like, oh, it fits. Okay. Whew. Like, I don't have to return this, thankfully.
And I'm the opposite. My head is so small. Like when I did baseball in high school, they would like, all right, everybody pick their hat. And it would be like, yeah, whatever, 7. I'd be like, nothing in my head.
Yeah, I tell you right now, the best part about being live is that you can literally just make it anything you want. You could make fun of yourself. Like I said, I enjoy making fun of myself. I make a point to make fun of myself because it's much more fun. When you play along, it's definitely it takes the power away from the troll. I've had trolls come in and try to be trolling, and they're like, all right, whatever. How's your day going? Is it good? Are you having a good day? Did you have a good dinner? What did you have today? And they're like, wait, what? You're like, you're not gonna do anything. It's cool. It's whatever. So what are some things that you want to try in the new year with your content?
I think just like evolve it, Mm-hmm. There's a lot of, podcasting is kind of now hitting heavy. Everybody's like, yo, starting a podcast. And I think like one thing that I really want to try is just like seeing where that line is between like producing something new, but producing something that's refined. Yeah. Finding that thing of like, okay, we're all on Twitch. So like generalizing Twitch is a video game platform. So like we're all here to play video games, generally speaking. Like what can be done that's different, that brings people together in ways that, like Ninja brings people together because of his community. He is who he is. Like any positive or negative, like people have communities because of who they are. Like how can I bring my community together, and like what I want to see in 2019 is what kind of outreach we can give. Right. Can I stream from a soup kitchen? Yeah. Can I encourage my viewers to go give back? Can I encourage my viewers to be a part of something bigger than themselves? Am I able to sit in front of an inanimate object, the camera in front of me, and talk to these people and inspire them to take such action to just make the world a better place? How can I do that? How can I facilitate that? And what can we do together that just benefits those around us? Because, being able to stream is one thing. Being able to play video games is one thing. Being able to make money on Twitch is great, but that doesn't do anything for the world around us. That's just on the surface that satisfies one person. But what can we do that can satisfy a whole community of people? What can we do? Can we bring, plant specific, if we get everybody together like, yo, I'm in New York City, I'm in Chicago, I'm in LA. Okay, well, lead this group, lead that city of community. Go out, make a difference out there. Go help the homeless. Go donate to your local Goodwill. Like, what can we do, and how can I use content to make that happen? Is kind of something that I'm pretty interested in. Yeah, and
I love to see the efforts that people have in the charity space, in charities in general. I had a friend and her fiance she's the Twitch streamer, and he is basically the support in this whole thing, and they raised in a 7-hour period, they raised almost $700 for Toys for Tots. And they had fun with it. They played video games, they hung out, they did wheel spins. If you donated so much money, you got a free mug that had like her emote on it and all this stuff. And it was really cool concept. They did really well. And at the end of the whole thing, they did, once they got to $600, that was like their goal was $600. Or no, it was $500. It might have been $500. Once they got to their goal, they did a speed building contest of a gingerbread house, and like stuff like that.
Yeah,
I blew my mind. I was like, I love this. Like, I love the concept. I love the content. I love the fact that you guys are doing it. I love the fact that you guys are donating so much money. In a 7-hour period, you basically raised $100 an hour just for Toys for Tots. And when people are saying, "Oh, all you do is play video games," are you kidding me? I know so many people that just do charity events on Twitch, purely just charity events, that it blows my mind. There's what's it called? Guardian Con. Guardian Con is one that they do, and all they do is raise money all for St. Jude's. It blows my mind. It blows my mind how much money they raise. But I think they raised $3 million or something like that this year.
It was definitely like a large number.
Like it's just playing video games. That's it. Yeah. That's all we do is just play video games. No, like we just so much, and it's just and it shows that the communities care. It shows that we're not just gamers. We care about people. We care about people's lives. I love that, and it makes it more realistic. It's a nice thing to see, and it's definitely a nice thing to say, like, hey, I had a part in this, community that donated so much money towards St. Jude's or towards Toys for Tots or towards ASPSCA or whatever the case may be. And it's heartwarming, especially during this time of year, during the holidays. I love seeing that kind of stuff. I would donate even $20 to a charity. It doesn't matter what it is, during the holiday season, just because I feel like it's extra. It feels even more extra towards the whole giving experience, and it's lovely. What are some things that you want to say for the people that are starting Instagram? What are some things that they can learn from your mistakes?
Don't be afraid to post yourself. To show yourself. I think I learned this very quickly through LinkedIn specifically, but like vulnerability is a beautiful thing, and being able to showcase that is amazing. People don't show yourself at your best all the time. Show the progress. People want to see where you started and where you are today. People want to see what you're struggling through, what's a hardship in your life. Post something and put in the caption, I don't necessarily feel strongly about this photo. I was trying compositions, didn't really work. Trying whatever Call of Duty thing didn't work out, but like people want to see that process. They don't want to just see greatness all the time. Like there's curated feeds that post the best of the photo, like whatever the case is. But like for yourself, like just be present. Number one, be yourself. Number two, and just don't be afraid to be a little vulnerable. Like if you get a message of like, hey, this really resonates. Like there's nothing better than me. I made a video on LinkedIn. I know you asked specifically for Instagram, but I think this kind of correlates as well. Yeah. That literally I was walking out of the office to my car. It was really dark, really late at night. And I said, LinkedIn, I'm going to go home and I'm going to cry. Like next week, Monday, I got to take my dad to the hospital to go get chemotherapy treatment. Like I'm not well. Like, this is just straight up. Like, and still getting messages from that video. How is your dad? I went to a networking event on today's Tuesday? So that was last night. Jeez, felt like forever ago. Yeah. And everybody there. How's your dad? Everybody. Just like the impact of being open with myself and being open with what's going on in my life and how much that gets reciprocated is just unbelievable. So show those moments where you're having a rough time, because people want to see that. People want to realize, they're going through some shit too, man. Like Like I can resonate with this.
Yeah. No, I like that. I say I definitely like seeing like the curated feeds where people are show their perfect lives, their perfect, but that becomes a thing. That's kind of like, it's nice to see the curated lives, but it's also nice to see people have flaws. People are not perfect. People have, fights with their significant others. People have fights with their families. People have disagreements with their bosses. And I'm not afraid to talk about the stuff that I deal with on a daily basis. But I just like, for me, I keep as much of my personal life offline, because it's like, then I have my own, then I have my own thing. Like I have like social media that's like my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook group, my YouTube, my Twitch, all that stuff. That's fair game. People can talk to me on there all the time. But then like I have a Snapchat, but no one follows me on Snapchat that's following me on, because that's just my person. That's personally me. And that's like my friends. That's like my family. That's people that I'm close with. I don't mess around with like, oh, hey, come, you're part of the stream, but I want you to be part of my personal life too. Like it's very hard for me to bring stream related people into my personal life, because it's something that I want to be able to, like, on a Sunday night, I turn off my phone gets put away, and I hang out with my family, and that's just it. And during that time, that's me time. That's shut off and being part of downstairs and be part of my family. When I'm in the office, I'm in the office. This is my office time. And I've definitely broken those two things up, because now that means that I can come to the office and work on my stuff, and then go back to my room, and that's a different time. That's me going and watching Netflix and be able to be a bum and not do anything for 3 hours, and reply to emails. But at least I don't have to be on. I don't have to be, live and doing stuff.
Right.
And I think that the best thing is to have personality to even your social media. Because I think that what ends up happening is people are like, I'm going live, come watch me. I'm going live, come watch me. Here's a piece of content, watch this. It's like, or you can just, I started to like the post a video instead of posting a picture.
Yeah.
So like I post a video of, hey, I'm going live. You guys want to come watch? Come watch. I have cool things that I'm adding to my stream. I have all of my my Christmas stuff up. You guys want to come hang out at my Christmas in my Christmas room now? Like I have, I try to make it as personal as possible, but I also try to make it me.
Right.
And I think that's a good thing. Add personality. What the heck? YouTube or Discord, get your shit together. Discord, anyone? Discord? I think Discord's broken. I think Discord is officially broken. I think Discord is officially taken a dump. I'm almost positive this is the most times I've ever seen Discord break on me.
Dang.
Yeah, I've never seen Discord break like this. Pretty sure either A, Discord is broken completely, or B, something. You might be bad luck. I don't know. Who knows?
I hope not.
No, it's cool. But it's just, I think people get the black and white of being, a content creator, but they don't understand you have to have, like you said, add a little flair, add a little, talk to your community, respond to the comments, and that will change how people look at you. I think that's the biggest thing. I like commenting on people's posts. There's Gary V did a thing. He said, what is it? 60. There's like, no, you have 2 cents. You put your 2 cents in everything, right?
Yep.
So he said, do 120, put your 120 cents in a day. And that means every day comment on 60 posts, even if it's, hey, I really like this. Oh, this is pretty awesome. What is this? Oh, is this a cool thing? If you do that enough, people will come to your stuff because you've provided content to their stuff. They're going to now come and look at your stuff. It's the same way in any platform now. You go on Twitch, you go to someone's channel and you say, oh, dude, I really like your setup. That's really sweet. if you do it enough times, you start becoming friends, you start being noticed, and then eventually they come to your channel and they check out your stuff, and then they go, oh, I really like your stuff. Let's talk. Let's hang out. You know, don't build a relationship, build a friendship. That's the biggest thing.
Well, like, I'll take time. I'll try to every night to like just go to Twitch, go to Mixer, go to who I'm following, go to Twitter, and just see, like, is there anybody that I'm not following that I pay attention to? Follow everybody, and if they're live, just even if it's just for 2 minutes, like, hey, how you doing? Hope all is well. Love what you're doing. Just some positive affirmation. Just show your face. Hey, I'm here. Hey, I just want to show you that I'm thinking about you, sort of thing. Hope that you're doing well. And like, I cannot tell you how many communities now have like embraced me, to an extent. I got it. You don't need to be there for entire 4-hour streams. Like, just consistency of just popping in. Hey, I saw something. Hi. For me, a lot of times, like when I come home, either with my fiance, I'm editing, or whatever the case is, like, hey, I'm got to go back to this edit, but I just want to pop in and say hi. Like, guarantee you're going to put a smile on that streamer's face.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that what ends up happening is people take advantage of that. They don't really realize that you have to be present in other people's streams for them to be present in yours. It's a give and take, and if you can give 120%, then people will try to take 120%. It's just you have to provide more than you have to provide more worth than you're willing to get. You're willing to take, and I think that's a big thing. If you want from Logitech, you said, hey, I'm going to post a bunch of pictures, and they really liked your pictures, and then they took your pictures and they said, oh, well, we want to use your stuff. Okay, cool. You're going to use my stuff. Sweet. I'm going to continue to post more pictures of Logitech stuff that I enjoy using. And then eventually that became a relationship, and you guys use that as you guys became partners. And the only reason that happened is because you decided you wanted to provide worth to them. They didn't seek you out. You were seeking them out. That's I don't ever ask people, hey, you should follow me. I'm like, hey, do you want to enjoy this? Cool. If you want to hang out and you want to know when I'm streaming more, check me out on Twitter, check me out on Twitch, check me out on YouTube, whatever. And I'm here. I'm here whenever you guys want to hang out. I've had people lurk in my channel for 4 weeks and then never hit the follow button until that 4th week, and then they finally hit the follow button. I'm like, it's good to see you're not in lurk mode anymore. And they're like, oh, you saw me here? I'm like, yeah, I saw you here, but I don't say anything because I don't want you guys to feel awkward. I'm here. You want to hang out? Cool. You want to enjoy my content without talking? I don't give a crap. That's fine. It's free to watch. That's the best part. I enjoy, like I said, the Twitch thing used to be a job in my brain. Now it's just me having fun, blowing off some steam and enjoying some video games. If people want to come along and enjoy the ride, by all means, hit the follow button. If you want to enjoy a bearded guy who really sucks at Fortnite, hit the follow button. That's all I'm saying. But no, it's just yeah. So in the long run, give me 2 pieces of advice that you can give to any starting content creator that they can take and run with in general in any aspect.
Put yourself in front of a camera.
Yeah.
That's a skill that a lot of people are going to need in the future. It's a skill that will help you a lot. I think it will make you become a lot more charismatic and a lot more sociable.
Okay.
And to network, go out, and even if you're like 14, like, go outside and network. Like, I think you'll be amazed by how many people in your area do what you do or are interested in what you do. Like, find that group of people, whether that's locally, whether that's online. Like, get out there. Outreach before inreach. Give to give to get. Don't give to get. Give to give to get.
I like it. So I'm gonna give you the platform. I'm gonna give you your your time. I want you to shout out everything and anything that you want to shout out about yourself, and I'll get you out of here.
Sounds good. So, like I said, Chief Creative Officer of Urban Misadventures. You can check us out at MK Misfits on all social media platforms. You can check out my work at Didslive. You can check out our businesses podcast, which is the Urban Misfits Show. You can check us which to business. We actually have Moji on this weekend, so I'm super excited to have that. I've got like 3 guests lined up to shoot for the podcast next week. A few directors of creative projects out of like New York, Pittsburgh, and I think LA. So I'm really excited to have them on as well. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just go out, do good things, have a lot of fun, and whatever it is in life, just be wholesome, be you.
I like it. That's the best piece of advice you can give anyone. Just be you. Oh, last piece of a question real quick. What program are you using for your podcast to interview?
I'm going to ask you to repeat that. You cut out pretty heavily there.
It's okay. What piece of equipment are you using to interview your guests? Are you guys doing through Skype or whatnot?
I honestly have no idea how to do, like, I've only done local podcasts so far. I think I'll probably end up using Discord, though. It seems to work out way better than anything that I've tried.
There's one more that you can try. It's called appear.in. Check it out. I have another friend who does a podcast. It's a really, really good way of doing it. You literally just send them a link to the room, and then you can basically tell them come on into the room, and then their audio and their video is all broadcasted.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then you can just put it up on Twitch or put it up wherever, or screen grab it with like OBS or whatever, or XSplit. Yeah. So
I forgot what I used. I was listening to Tim Ferriss, and he had suggested a few different ones. And I know I tried one of them. I forget exactly which one, but it's just weird. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, let me know if you need anything, and I'll definitely help you out. Or if you have any growing pains that you need to get through, I can help you out.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. Well, I will get you out of here, and I will talk to you later. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yep. Have a great night.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. That was awesome, guys. Hold on. We're going to get on over real quick. Hey, guys. What's up? All right. So that was a great podcast. That was Didslive, a fantastic content creator and a fantastic dude in general, Eric Dids. If you guys want to check his stuff out, I'm going to post it in the description down below if you're on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, you can also check his stuff out by just checking out the description. For anyone that's through my Instagram or through my Twitter that's coming through here, his stuff is at Didslive, Didslive. Live. There we go. Live. There we go. Didslive. Check him out on all social media platforms. Like I said, I will post all of his links in the descriptions so you guys can check them out. He's a fantastic dude. I'm so happy to have had him on finally after basically a year of trying to get him on here. So if you guys enjoyed this podcast and you enjoyed your time being on here, hit the follow button. If you're on Spotify or iTunes or any other platform out there, then share it out to anyone that you guys think would be interested in this little bit of information about business and Twitch in general. I hope you guys all had a great night. Pixely hosting with 10 views. Thank you so much, Pixel. I appreciate everyone that came by. Dids, thank you so much for coming by, my friend. I really do appreciate it. That's about it, guys.